could cause headaches.
Yeah, I think I still do somewhat prefer... Well, I think I prefer Frank's a little bit. And sort of the reason for that is Senna is your main DPS outside of Gwen, of course. But the Gwen's not going to have that easier time getting onto the back line. And if she's on the back line, you don't have anyone to kill the front line. And so a lot of it's going to come down to this map rotation and map movement of Driver and obviously Husha and how he can play around it. Yeah. Whereas I think the just straight up 5v5 for Frank is just a lot stronger. You know, playing front to back, you love it. You have two tanks, you have a Nazir and a Lucian, that's heaps of damage. Whereas, you have to get a lot more creative for the side of BYG. So while I don't think any team comp is particularly winning, I think Frank's is a lot easier to execute on.
PTA, Lucian
also,
over first
new
strike.
runes. Oh, we didn't even touch on the new runes.
Oh, right. Yeah, so HP scaling for everyone but Lucian.
Yeah. And then on the other side,
Frank,
it's all flat.
All flat. I think I like that more. I really like the flat HP for the laning.
Yeah.
It does get outscaled at about level 7. But those early levels, you know, you can really get a lot of value out of having the extra HP.
Yeah, for sure. It is about 55 extra at level 1. Now, Driver, he's going to look to invade. Starting with that snip.
Yep.
Finding himself a good amount of damage there onto Jiang, but nothing that sort of important.
You know, it's not ruin the lane or anything, but it's going to be more of that.
Oh, Eminem uses the same skin as me, so he's the best AD carry currently in the league.
Which skin was it? I didn't see.
Prestige. What was that? The Prestige one. I forget what it's actually called.
Those Prestige skins have wordy names.
Yeah, no, they have like 3-4 words in it, and you know, it's the Prestige Lucian one. Now, there's only one of them.
So we haven't seen the Senna before, but the Lucian we have seen, and has been an incredibly strong pick. We'll see if the Senna Tom Kench can match it. Yeah, and as per most Lucian lanes, you are losing level 1. Of course, Senna has more range, has a heal as well, so it is a little bit scary, but yeah, Tom doing a nice job of getting himself this CS early. Stay true, of course. Piloting that. It is, I think, the other time we saw was actually Kaiwing playing it, so... Yeah, it was into the Nocturne Orianna combo. It looked really strong. Varus. We'll see how they do. As neither jungler looking for anything yet, Gemini is here for his patented minute 3 bot lane flank. He's had a bit of a wild jungle path here. He's gone, I believe it was Blue Wolves, Red Krugs. Yeah. I think maybe he's going to path up to Raptors and try wrap around bot lane. Yeah, we might see a little bit of a scuffle over this bottom side crab. Now, there's still about 10 seconds off spawning, so Gemini should be able to finish up this Raptor camp, and yeah, we might have a little bit of a scuffle. Orianna with big prio mid, though. Yeah, for sure, and should keep it, although Jimmy trading back, definitely low on mana, but so is 116. Gemini actually might have just not been seen, although... Can he fight this in here? I don't think so. No, for sure not. No. Prio in both lanes, mid and bot, for Beyond. Means that fight is very risky. He's going to see if he can get a flash or something, but... just a bit of damage. And even that alleviates some pressure from Jimmy and allows him to get this wave and look for a recall. Expected that the Orianna has shove and a little bit of a lead in trades early game, but Jimmy's doing a good job just keeping up in CS. Husha? Yeah. Going for the double crab. Yep, we'll be giving it. So Beyond are ready for the Gemini gank. Wards all over their bot side. Oh, are they ready for this though? Yeah, Gemini does love ganking bot. Yeah. That new bush there also just makes it even more scary to be a red side bot laner. Yeah. Looks like he's just going to pick himself up a Gromp, although on the other side it is Jiang who's going to be paying the price to see if he's able to survive this. They've baited out that damage reduction as well as the CC resist, as Husha's getting quite low. The tower will not be able to do it. Oh, well played by Husha. Yeah, very close to dying there. For sure. Massive wave currently at the tower. Obviously Jiang will teleport back, but very important pickup. Driver really early on the board, up 20 CS as well. And wow, Gemini is doing what enemy team jungler does to me. Yeah. And you have to do something like this in response to top. Top is disastrous.
Yeah, the problem is it's very hard to ever dive center Tarm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the center's just not even giving them a chance. He's been sitting at his tier 2. Bang has.
Yeah,
Because we're going to get a replay on top. And honestly, Beyond played this pretty perfectly. No one's taken aggro yet. Husha hits the tower once to get his knock-up charge, and then they just drop tower aggro, wait, and he dodges the Q3 here, otherwise he's dead.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautifully played dive.
That's nerves of steel holding your flash for that. I swear I just use it anyway.
Yeah.
But I also probably don't dodge it with my movement, so, you know. He's probably just better than me, maybe.
Maybe a little.
Husha getting himself the first 3 Void Grubs. Of course, it's not that important, really. It becomes important if you get 5 or 6. But I think otherwise, it's fairly negligible.
Yeah. Yeah, the first 3 not making too big of a difference.
Nice trade there. Guardian will be proc, so saving a little bit of damage, but...
So we're going to end up with a really lopsided game here, where Frank's bot lane is massive versus Beyond's top lane being massive. Generally, you want to be the team with the big bot lane advantage.
For sure. It's a lot... Well, I mean, generally, but this game you have a Gwen as your top laner, so...
Yeah, and not a lot of answers.
Yeah, it's very hard for even Lucian to deal with the Gwen. Obviously, with that Ghost, she has a slow, and later on, everyone will get the red buff, so even that becomes more annoying. Twilight Shroud as well. I think it's Twilight Mist, actually.
The Gwen W.
Yeah.
Gemini's on a ward here. Pretty nice deep ward from Driver. Objective so far all Beyond.
Yep, bit of a quiet start to the game, outside of the one dive, of course, and just a few objectives being picked up by Husha. This is just, of course, your mid laner is the better side of the laning matchup. Azir will scale, offer a lot more in a team fight. In theory, of course, one big Orianna rolls and...
Yeah, there's always the Orianna factor. If she lands a 3-4 man ult on the right targets.
For sure. But, I mean, it is currently BYG who find themselves at a 1k gold advantage, and very early on, so...
Yeah.
Definitely doing pretty well for themselves. Driver, of course, a lot of that is him. First Blood, as well as what is currently a 20 CS lead.
Yeah, and it's kind of on Frank to do something with their bot lane, because this lead for Beyond is just going to grow organically. They don't really have to do much. They can just make sure this Gwen is okay in the top side, not getting 5-man, and yeah, their lead is just going to grow.
Ooh, Husha's going to snag himself a red buff.
Yeah, level 6.
So much vision.
Yeah, and Gemini not even... Oh.
Okay, he's got phase rush. He'll be out of there.
Okay. This really sucks for Frank bot lane, because Gemini can't even walk into his bot side. Now their winning lane has to play really safe.
This is going to be Kraken Slayer, this game for Eminem. One thing that I want to say about the PCS, especially the Lucians, is we almost see a different build every single game on Lucian.
Seems undecided what we're building, and I think that's same in every region. I think.
I mean, that's probably good, because there are a different build for every sort of situation, and so as long as you're building to what you think is best for that situation, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Kraken Slayer is the best here. Of course, it'll help with the Tarm.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot harder to pressure mid waves against the center than if you were to go the Energizer build.
Yeah, I would have thought more pokey with the Energizer build would put a lot of pressure on whoever's holding mid. Yeah.
Now, admittedly, you will still almost certainly have to go rapid fire cannon, just because it's such a good weapon for Lucian. Just, again, eating forward, getting off those 2 auto attacks with Melio. It feels really good.
Yeah, he used it really well. Maybe we could have predicted no Energizer build with no first strike.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I'm surprised by no first strike as well, because you're against Tarm, so there's a lot of opportunities for you to just E forward, trade onto the Tarm, and sort of farm yourself up some gold just for free, really.
Yeah, decides to go for maybe lane power with the PTA.
Abyssal Voyage used there by Stay True. Grayskin, of course, gonna...
Yeah, they don't really have any way to trade back when Lucian dashes in like that. Especially with Poppy coming.
Now, are they actually going to recall? Tarm's level 7, and so the Devour absolutely can come out.
Yep.
Which makes me think this dive is really not a possibility, because you kind of have to focus the Tarm.
Yeah.
And he has 2 health bars, so although...
Gemini can look.
Yeah, oh, he's not going to go quick enough. Are we going to look for this? I really don't think you should. Senna also has ult.
They're trying to put pressure on this tower, but I think Gwen is just still taking it faster by herself. Taking top tower faster.
Yeah, and this will be 6 Void Grubs now. So BYG are pretty firmly in the driver's seat. Get it? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he will be driving the bus today.
Yeah, no, he will be. He's up 30 CS. They've got themselves pretty much a 2k gold lead now. Although a little bit of it coming back through the plates in bot lane, it does feel like the top side of the map is getting quickly out of control. 30 CS lead in the jungle, 30 CS lead top.
Yeah. Evened out the bot and top plates.
Yeah, Eminem and Jimmy really with a lot to do. Jimmy's done a good job of staying even in CS. Of course, the lane matchup has become a little bit easier this season.
Yeah,
by nature of... Yeah, and the Orianna build path isn't quite as strong. You get the fleet footwork. And so you do have a little bit more power given to the Azir in the lane than what we saw last year, but still, it is still Orianna favored ever so slightly, especially with that Arcane Comet.
Yeah, and Gemini's jungle is Husha's jungle this game.
116 being looked at, does have flash, but the flash is answered. It's going to be the Emperor's Divide. The nice knockback. It's going to be perfectly played there by Frank as they find themselves a first. And who better to have it than Jimmy on the Azir?
Yeah. Good rotation by Kaiwing to be there and save Jimmy, and he probably goes down if the Milio's not there. Gets a heal off on him. And I was worried for a second. Azir Poppy into Xin Orianna sounds kind of scary. We're going to see what happened here. Oh, Orianna flashes and gets stunned into the Azir wall by the Poppy. And then Poppy ult the Xin away. Really well played for Frank to not allow Beyond to get a kill back there. Between the Poppy ult and the Milio heal. Just saving Jimmy in.
Yeah, perfectly played. Now, with that, Nash is completed for Azir, so this gets a lot easier now. Your poke lands all that much stronger. Even last hitting becomes easier. Eminem, though, he's taken a beating to Bloodsong on the center. Sunfire Cape also is completed by Stay True. They're going to be able to connect with that center W as Culling comes out and finds a bit of damage onto Stay True, but he's still got his second health bar ready to be used pretty much whenever. Gemini now going to soak up a bit of this damage. Constantly stacking up, though, is Feng.
Yes, Senna getting a lot of damage out there back onto Eminem. They're able to hold in the 2v3 and actually drive them back. It's going to mean a pretty free dragon for Husha. See, Eminem's not really at a spot where he can take down the Tahm Kench yet. He will get there. Eventually, this Tahm Kench will go down pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, the hard lane really is Jiang right now. He's down 40 CS. He has his Kainic Recurn.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit of a help, of course. It's a very, very strong item, but Gwen, currently with Riftmaker, has herself to play to Steel Caps, even making her way to a second item, which I assume will be Nash's.
Yeah.
Very, very scary Gwen. Also, 2 dragons already picked up for BYG. They're firmly in control of this game. All they really got to do now is play around the dragon. Ocean Soul would just be an automatic win con. Jiang trading back nicely on top, though.
Yeah, has to blow his ulti. Driver holds on to his. Having these 2 dragons is a big deal when you have a split push win condition, because it gives you the option to trade towers later in the game for the dragons. And you're going to be, at that point, you're going to be taking tier 2 towers, maybe inhib towers.
Yeah, and Gwen melts them too, so...
Yeah. Just giving Driver a lot of space.
500 gold worth of plates up there in the top lane to Driver. First tower, though, for bot side, so...
All the time spent bot paying off for Frank.
Yeah. Now, I mean, a lot of work needs to be done by Eminem on this Lucian to justify it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's set up for it. He's got a game where there shouldn't be too many threats onto him. Gwen should have a very hard time getting onto him.
Poppy's gone first item Locket.
Yeah.
Not the worst. I mean, it's an answer to a big Orianna ult automatically. It's obviously just a lot of health that you can give your entire team all of a sudden in a team fight.
Yeah, and that tells you they're just going for team fights. That item is not going to help her deal with Gwen at all. He has no interest in going anywhere near the Gwen lane.
Yeah, just giving Jiang the driver win con to deal with.
Yeah.
He's clawed himself a little bit of CS back, so...
Yeah, Cassante also one of the better champs later into the game at just sitting under his tower.
Yeah, there's W wave, Q wave, it's gone.
Yeah, you can't ignore him like you might in Anathema's Cannon.
True.
Husha getting vision around the Baron pit. It'll be interesting to see how Beyond decide to play this mid game. I think it's actually quite hard to execute these split push win cons. We don't see them too often.
I think, yeah, we see it a lot with the LeBlanc, right? And we always, I mean, it's 0-5 for a reason currently. Stay true. He's taking a lot of damage. Ooh. Narrowly. Oh, here comes Driver though. Needlework comes out. There's so much damage. Poppy charging up. We'll cancel it though, so it does go on to the shortened cooldown, and we'll have it back up very soon. But Eminem, very, very low. Importantly though, Gwen no longer has an ult, so a lot weaker in this fight.
Yeah.
Xin Zhao going to charge into that tower. Husha making sure to get the damage off, but it will be cleared out.
Yeah.
There was teleport used by Jiang though.
Yeah, and same with... Oh, Driver didn't actually TP. He was just here.
Yeah, he just strolled up.
Oh, that's going to be a problem. That's really big for Beyond. And Driver not wasting any time, just running straight back to bot, making sure they get the crash in, and then running straight back to bot. And now the map pressure might get really hard for Frank to deal with. With Gwen having a TP and Cassante not, they might be able to just put the Azir into the Gwen.
Yeah, Azir does have to risk being dove though. Of course, the Emperor's Divide helps out, but you really wouldn't want to use that to not die.
Yeah.
With the power it can offer you in a team fight, especially against the likes of the Gwen and the Xin Zhao, who just want to run forward.
Will Jimmy go for his Lichbane Azir build?
Yep, I think he is. Those two build into Hextech Alternator, which will eventually turn into a Lichbane. And I think it's a good game for it. You're pretty much against no tank, and the only tank that is in the game has currently got an Amp Tome as its only magic resist. So I think you can afford to go Lichbane and then into the Crypt Bloom afterwards.
Yeah. I feel like Leandri's might actually get a lot of value against, you know, Gwen's building HP, Sin's building HP, Tom is building HP. So it might be high value. You know, they're not pure tanks, but you still get a lot of Leandri's value. It means he's probably just looking for Senna and Orianna as his targets in team fights.
Yeah, even the Gwen. You'll do more damage to Gwen that has no magic resist if you have Lichbane.
As I think it's going to be a Lichbane for Driver? Does that Aether-Wisp build into anything else?
Yeah. It builds into... what's that item called? Well, it builds into...
Storm Surge?
Yeah, that, but I was thinking...
I'd be surprised if it was Storm
I was
Surge.
thinking Cosmic Drive.
Right. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a very good Gwen item.
Yeah, and so does the Phoenix Codex, of course, so...
As you're seeing here, Driver is still in the top
we've
lane.
found our way here onto a Xin Zhao, and then he immediately gets ulted away by Gemini, but a lot of damage did come down first, and it also got out the center ult, but Azir missing ult, Culling also down now. A lot of damage onto Feng, but not quite enough as Jiang is ghosted forward. Teleport coming in now. It's going to be Driver, and this is who you have to watch out for. This is the strongest champion on the Rift currently. So far, not going to find an angle to go in, as Jimmy's actually finding himself very low on mana.
Yeah, bit of a wonky engage by Frank there, and I really would have liked to see Driver just not TP and just hit the tower. But it's so hard to make that call, as Beyond are actually going to hit the drag. Decide Frank used enough ults.
Yeah, Husha's here in the pit. Sleichu does manage to get himself in between Frank and the dragon. There's a lot of damage coming down. Jiang is really the only person left that does any damage and has mana. Eminem as well as Jimmy, and quite low in terms of those mana reserves, as Dragon now down to 3,000 HP. It should just be going over. This will be the third Dragon now as Husha's going to pick it up, and Driver's going forward. There's a needlework. Jimmy is getting very, very low. In comes the third, but he's going to get stopped up by Poppy. All out does come through, and we're looking here on to Driver, but Jiang's going to be the one that goes down 116, claiming that gold as Stay True walks into the tower, but will run away. It's going to only be one going down, but important gold, and the third Dragon for BYG.
And you think Beyond are just...
Oh, Husha flashing forward, Gemini. Oh, Jimmy, sorry, will get out.
Bit of a scuffed combo there. Orianna ulting the Xin Zhao before he presses E in. But you think Beyond are just going to get the dragon and walk away, and Driver on his own just engages into 4 people, and they have no choice but to run. They hit a nice little Cassante combo onto him. He's just on Jimmy-in here. He knows Jimmy-in has no ult, and they're just all running for their lives. They hit a nice little Cassante over the wall into Poppy stun him, but there's no follow-up at this point. Lucian and Azir just not enough damage. Don't feel like they can hit him.
Yeah, for sure. That steadfast presence saving Jimmy-in so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's what is that item called? Banshee's Veil is going to be what Jimmy-in's building towards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. A lot of AP. Main problem this game is going to be the Gwen.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you're not really buying it either for the shield. Of course, there's not really anything you're going to be shielding. It should be able to just be taken out fairly easily by Senna with 200 gold less than the item I needed just before Dragon. I mean, we're seeing it now, right? He's so close to Navori, but doesn't have it.
Driver going.
Jiang is getting absolutely eliminated. Does dodge out of that last needlework, but the snip is absolutely enough damage. I mean, I feel bad for Jiang here. It's like, can't really do anything.
Yeah.
There's really nothing for you to do.
This is the matchup, and the hole got dug a little bit deeper with the Poppy pick as well. It just means Gwen's under no pressure from level 1, really.
Yeah. You either had to punish it very, very early on in the game, or face the sort of repercussions. And obviously Gemini once again playing towards bot side meant that Jiang really was on his own, and it's just pretty impossible for him to play. Baron though is going to be looked at here from BYG. Of course, Jiang is going to be up. We'll have teleport, and I have to expect they're going to answer this. Jimmy does have teleport as well. They of course know what's happening. It is going down very slow.
Yeah.
You don't have all that much damage without Driver being on it.
Yeah, Driver no TP, so it's going to take him a while to get here.
It's mid lane now though.
Yeah, but he's playing the mid wave, and if Frank walk in, he's behind them.
And here we go. So Husha still is on it. No one else is. So, I mean, if Frank can play it slowly, maybe enough damage gets done.
Gwen ult back up.
Yeah, Gwen ult is up. Ghost pop from Jiang. He's going to find his way into the pit here, but he's already taking a lot of damage. Gemini finds his way down to 116, who's going to have to flash away. Culling, though, is going to be used onto nothing as Gemini is getting very low. So is Jimmy, but Jimmy has almost found Feng. He's not going to quite have the damage. Emperor's Divide does come out in the meantime. Jiang is going to take out 116. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but Driver, importantly, does remain up. He doesn't have ult, so a lot of power is missing, but it looks like Frank have gotten away and managed to stop this Baron.
Yeah, they managed to hold on to it. A really nice team fight from Gemini and Jiang. Just putting a lot of pressure on the backline. 1116 actually caught off out of position. I'm not sure how he ended up split from the team, but he got caught trying to walk back into the Baron pit. Gemini stunned him up, and then Jiang followed him around, managed to get a kill on him. They trade it back onto Jimmy, but he almost gets a kill himself.
Yeah, Feng so low.
And you're seeing maybe the difference in team fight strength. As there's Orianna getting stunned, and Jiang just chases 1116 around this entire fight.
Oh,
Jimmy manages to make something out of this fight that looked miserable for him initially. Yeah,
and I've got to say, I mean, that Breath of Life was really, really critical in dodging a lot of Driver's needleworks. It meant that you see it there, 2,408 damage. When you're this fit as Gwen, could absolutely very easily go up to sort of the 4,000 mark. And I think Kai Wing notices 2 or 3 of them. His team got stunned, or slowed up, sorry, from that needlework. Immediately props that Breath of Life. Movement speed, cleanses the slow. Means that everyone's able to then dodge out of the follow-ups, and so really well played.
Yeah, there's nothing to really pair with the Gwen to make them stick around, so they can just kite the fight out.
Now, Banshee's completed here for Jimmy-in. A good amount of magic resist, especially when you're going up against so much AP. Now, of course, there is still a lot of AD. The Xin Zhao, the Senna.
TP advantage for Beyond. Maybe not looking to press it onto the Baron and just play for this Dragon win con. Driver not managing to steal the red there. Has to get out.
That's important, of course.
Yeah, it's a team-wide buff now.
Yeah. Definitely more. I mean, it was impactful still, sort of last year, but this year it's even more so. As soon as it's 20 minutes, you really don't want to be giving out buffs.
Husha breaks Jimmy-in's
now, Drivers
Banshees
on this Dragon, and BYG are just sort of zoning away to try and stop Frank from entering. The Scrying Orb will show that it's being done. As Feng's very, very low on this mid-wave. Does have to heal to get away, as Gemini was certainly looking for him. Flash available pretty much across the map except Kai Wing.
It's looking like Beyond who can't enter at the moment.
Yeah, well, 16 also no flash, so he's got to be careful, but it is hard. The team finding strength of Frank is definitely there. Culling comes out. It's going to chunk out Tom, even force him to use that shield, so won't have that heal. Of course, Senna can do a little bit, but...
Yep, is there on...
Keeper's Verdict comes
Jungler's
out.
ulted away. This
Yeah,
should be the
Husha's
dragon.
gone, so this should be the dragon, although there might be a fight afterwards, which could be very scary. Driver's on the back line. Eminem's actually dashing forward into him as Needlework 2 comes out. He still has one more usage. Feng trying to find his way forward. It looks like Frank might have just gotten away with murder. Oh, that would have been very sneaky.
Yeah, trying to sneak out of the pit there. Beyond kind of realizing as they're actually going to rush the Baron by the looks of it.
Yeah, and Driver's here this time, so we'll go down a lot quicker. Jimmy does have teleport, so can teleport up here. Is trying to look for the recall first.
Could be very scary.
They're going to have to be very quick. Do they
Yeah.
have any scrying orbs? I don't know, but by the looks of it, they don't. Jung going to walk in first. Gemini, oh, that's going to get taken away from him.
I think they just have to get off it.
Yeah, Jimmy did teleport into the play, so... Oh, Driver being looked at. He doesn't have ult yet, so if you're going to look, now would be the time. He still has a lot of damage, though, of course, if you're playing into sort of a choke. Gwen just being that kind of champion. Okay. They get the Scuttle Crab, which is important for vision, although this Baron is still going down. It's at 5,000 health. Driver's now got his ult back. He's found himself on a flank, and Husha's flashing forward. He's found his way onto Jimmy, but does not find the kill as Jung now in the middle of 4. A lot of damage being found. All out does come out. It's onto Husha as Jimmy's going to flash away from Driver. A lot of damage coming through from this culling as Driver finds a lot back with the Needlework. It's 5 alive versus 4. Eminem low on health, low on mana. Jimmy now using these Sand Soldiers to his best of his ability, but it looks like once again Baron will be stopped.
Yeah, Beyond kind of saying just hit the Baron and we'll outplay. Is that essentially? I didn't see anything really that prompted them to hit that Baron, but they just hit it and forced errors out of Frank. Managed to pick themselves up a kill. Not much else though.
Yeah, not the most impactful, of course. Jung just going down.
There's an engage onto Jimmy in here, but somehow there's not enough damage to turn this into a kill. Oh, Jiang is just on the backline distracting 3. Does die for it, but saves Jimmy's life. Jimmy having to flash away.
Yeah, I mean, well played by Jung, really.
Yeah.
To have the wherewithal to realize your carry's in danger and you have to go sacrifice yourself, otherwise you could just be losing Baron.
Yeah, got to be happy to do that as a very behind Cassante.
Yeah.
As he's almost 100 CS behind at this point.
It's so hard here for Frank to ever sort of get themselves any vision control. Not very safe to walk anywhere. You don't want to randomly get flanked on. Of course, when you see Driver, it's a little bit more safe. And
Yeah, I think while they can see Driver, they should be okay. I think they should have control of the Baron pit, because it really should be Beyond that are struggling to keep Frank off of the Barons. And this state of the map right now really favors Beyond. They want to keep it this way if they can. They want to keep Gwen in a side lane, Cassante shoved into his tower. And yeah, Frank have a bit of Baron vision that Beyond are taking back right now, but you know, Baron vision doesn't win you the game. You got to actually hit it at some point, and then that's where you get, you know, that's where you can get some nasty flank TPs, or you can just even win tempo by chunking the Cassante and getting a TP before he can.
yeah, that's definitely true. Although Cassante picks up his Juck Show, so becomes quite a lot more durable now, all of a sudden. It is also going to be that Serpent's Fang picked up by Feng, which, I mean, I understand it, of course. You're against Emilio. Cassante has a shield. Azir has a shield. Poppy has a shield. So going to have a lot of sort of impact.
So Frank are hitting Baron.
Yeah, they certainly are. And they do have an Azir. So we'll go down fairly quickly. Beyond are going to be privy to this information, though. They're going to commit 2 teleports here.
Oh.
That is a big commitment. As long as Frank survive.
Yeah, maybe pulled the trigger a little too fast by Beyond, but maybe they don't get off it if they don't see all the TPs coming through.
Yeah, surprised.
It was really nice timing by Frank to hit the Baron the moment they know Gwen has recalled. You know, so there's not pressure. You know, you're not getting punished for your Cassante walking there. Cassante actually up a TP now.
Yeah, so is Jimmy.
Yeah.
So a lot of pressure around the map can be afforded to Frank. They do have to find a way to use it because, of course, like, Jiang can sit in that side lane against Driver. He's going to have to stay there. His teleport is mainly to answer Drivers, and so if Driver doesn't have it, you're just going to be sat matching the 1-for-1. Although Driver may have found himself a flank anyway. He's back. He's on the back line. He's going to pop that Ghost. Need to work does come through. Jung manages to find him, but the all-out does not go through the wall. And now Eminem so low is going to be able to flash out of that center ult. Jimmy's on the back line. He's found a lot of damage onto Drive, and it looks like Husha might be the first to go down. Double knock up there from that. Notofu strikes his Fing is the next target, but he is going to be able to get away with that shrouded movement speed. Forward goes Jung. He finds another knock up. 116. The next target is Gemini in the middle of everyone, but so is Stay True. It's a 1-for-1 now eventually. So much damage, but not many people going down. Eminem is going to try and dash forward, but isn't going to be able to find anything more. Slows continuing to come through here from Feng, and not a whole lot left for either of these teams to use to find any headway in these fights. Both junglers dead, Dragon alive. It could be solved for BYG, but it's Frankie who's going to start it.
Yeah, no jungler up on either side means this could be a very interesting Dragon.
Yeah, now Driver is across the wall. He's quite low. Oh, Frugo Stay True. He's in the middle now. He's got a lot of health, but is he going to be able to survive all this damage? No, he's not. Eminem finds it. Needlework is back up here for Driver. He's finding a lot. Is he going to be able to get the kills? Not yet. Oh my God, Jimmy does get that Dragon. He got a kill on the backside as well, and now Driver with that Ghost. He's trying to run away. Slows coming through. One more Q3. It won't connect as Driver is still going to narrowly escape with his life.
Wow, Driver doing what he can in these fights. In that initial fight, he gets onto 3 people, chunks them out, has them running for their lives, as we're going to see it here. He finds a great flank, but his team is just in no position to follow up. Tom Kench does come in eventually. He gets Lucian so low, but this Milio does such a good job of keeping him alive. Flash from Stay True to keep Driver alive, and Husha just finds himself in the middle of 4 people trying to follow up. Dies. And then we have probably an overchase from Frank. Gemini, realizing he's not as tanky as his Cassante here, just gets blown up the second he goes in. Yeah. I thought the same might happen to Stay True, but yeah, he's a bit tankier. As Driver on 30% HP looks for a flank here. Does find it, but doesn't manage to kill Eminem.
And what's Jimmy on the top side? He finds his way onto Feng and just absolutely annihilates him.
Yeah. And
I think gets the Dragon too. Yeah. 172 HP.
Yeah. Oh,
we're back. Driver's found his way onto Eminem, but it's going to be Jung. Going to use that all out. It does keep Eminem alive, but a lot of pressure now beyond turning their attention towards this Baron. Eminem being so low, he does not have a teleport, so...
Yeah, it might be hard for Frank to defend this with their Lucian coming out of base.
Yeah, teleport's coming through. Now, admittedly, Azir can poke away at health bars. Feng doesn't have a whole lot of health to work with, as well as Jung can take a jungler out of the fight, but so can Gemini. Now it's 4v4 all of a sudden. Through does go the shockwave. It's going to be Jung who gets his way in. It's going to be eventually Feng who gets the Dragon. Gemini running away. He's going to get taken out. Jimmy does find a kill on the backside too. He's looking for 116 as well as Driver picks himself up. Both the tanks now. Jimmy and Eminem both still alive. Kaiwing in base. It is going to be this Baron picked up. Only one turned around. Feng being the one to get the Dragon as well, the Baron as well.
Driver.
Yeah, Driver's found his way onto these carries. Emperor's Divide does come out. Eminem, you're going to have to dodge, pal. He does. And it's going to be Jimmy and picking up the kill on Driver. Eminem dodging, weaving, trying to do the damage. Here is Husha. He's going to get devoured, and eventually they do find the kills. Husha and Stay True managed to survive with the Barons.
We're going to see, and this last 5 minutes has been just all Driver. Every play has been set up by Driver. Every team fight has been started by Driver. Driver forces Lucian out here. He's 1 HP, has to recall, and his team is able to hit the Baron. And then the follow-up play after the Baron is Driver going in, almost just 2v1ing the enemy carries and killing one, and Husha's able to show up and clean up.
Jimmy's damage, though. Wow. This guy...
Wow.
Yep, we should keep letting him get Azir.
Yeah, he's going crazy on the Azir. He did go for the Lich Bane, right?
No, I think he's gone Crypt Bloom.
Oh, no, okay.
He went Void Staff. Morello, okay.
Morello, a bit of an underrated item. I think it's like 2,200 gold, maybe 2,400.
Yeah.
Very cheap for how much it does.
And you're against Senna, Tam, even the Xin Zhao and Gwen have healing in their kits, so I think this game you can get a lot of utility out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool builds
I do
from Jimmy.
really hope that he does go for Deathcap last, because he's already doing so much damage that I feel like if you get Deathcap on top of it, that's going to be the big difference maker between sort of people living on 1 HP and not. Of course, so many Kainic Recurrens coming through means he had to go the Void Staff instead of that Crypt Bloom this game.
Yeah, it's always tempting to go for the Zhonya's here as Azir, but I think, I agree, he should go for the Rabadons. risk it all. He's been playing these fights well, not finding himself out of position very often.
Driver might have found himself yet another flank. Gemini is trying to mark him before comes Day True. They are going to get onto Jimmy. Oh my, that was really well played. That keeper's verdict inside that hallowed mist means that Driver uses that needlework and just immediately gets removed from the play. So Frank, they're going to be able to withstand at least this Baron minion wave. There's only 30 seconds left on the Baron play. And then Dragon will be the next objective, of course. It is still Soul Point for BYG, but Frank now, they're at 2 Dragons. They could put themselves on Soul Point.
As with the Baron XP, you don't see this very often. The Xin is up a level on the enemy top. He's up a level on the Cassante.
Yeah.
Big lead. And honestly, I don't hate Frank's chances in a team fight still.
Me neither. I think it's a lot for Jimmy and Eminem to do.
Yeah.
But these guys are incredibly good players.
But honestly, it's still a lot for Driver to do. You know, we're seeing him put the entire team on his back in these fights, and skirmishes, and objectives.
Yeah. Feng gets himself an LDR, so a little bit more damage now for this center, which could absolutely be the difference between winning and losing a fight. Driver's found himself on a flank too.
Devious flank.
Yeah. Now, Gemini does not have Keeper's Verdict up just yet. So that's something to look out for, of course. Hitting out Driver from a team fight could immediately just mean you win it. Dragon's getting low. It's going to be Hoosh who actually goes forward, but he's onto Jiang, which is not the target he wanted. Culling comes out. It's all onto 116. He manages to dodge out of that shockwave as well. He's going to get that Devour from Tom Kench's. Driver's found him way once again here into the middle of the fight. The Dragon, is at 1,000 health. Jimmy comes forward. He's going to look for both the carries, but they both flash away. The Azir is now down. Eminem, Jiang have so much to do, but it's going to be Kylin going down. Driver, he's onto Eminem. Eminem's trying to find the damage, but this hallowed mist means he can't. Who's going to get the smite? It's going to be Gemini. Despite the team fight win, Gemini's going to be able to get that smite. Husha being dead, hops into that Dragon Pit, takes the smite, and now it's going to be all up to Eminem and Jiang to try and defend this base. 2 alive against 4. It's going to be a big, big job, but they might just be able to defend. Culling should be available soon, not the longest cooldown, and no Baron.
Yeah, Gwen ult coming up soon. We'll see if they can end. I imagine they go for it.
Yeah, maybe they do. I mean, this game's getting scary now. Culling will be up very, very shortly. In comes the Hallowed Mist. They're finding their way onto Eminem, but he's returning a lot of damage here. It does return back onto him, of course, as Kylin will now respawn. Jimmy as well. He's going to respawn. Jimmy has teleport. Look out for a possible flank. There's a lot of wards in the jungle as well as that Dragon Pit. But I think they're just happy now. They've stayed alive. They've kept 1 Nexus Tower.
As it looks like Driver's flank just flops here as they manage to establish like a front to back on the other side of the map. Jiang just distracting Husha, but Driver still just is completely willing to walk into 4 people. And they managed to isolate.
Jimmy misses up the combo.
And misses the ult, yeah. Jimmy has a terrible team fight, and as a result, Beyond managed to win the fight, and then a heroic maneuver from Gemini on the Poppy here. He manages to steal this and keep them in the game, frankly.
I think he meant to smite Flash, and he flashed, and then realized that he hadn't smited and walked back and smited. But
wow, and I mean, Eminem picking the slack up in this fight for Jimmyan.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, Jimmyan failed his combo, went for the Flash ult and missed. I mean, to be fair, he got both carries flashes.
Yeah, but that's why the Zhonyas can feel nice on the Azir when it whiffs that hard.
Yeah.
They are going to have flashes, and you're going to look silly in some team fights, being able to push the Zhonyas and buy some time.
For sure, but he has a needlessly large rod, which does build into Zhonya's, but I think if you're building it first, it's most likely going to be Deathcap, because otherwise you just go the Seekers.
Yeah, you get so much value out of the Seekers, it's probably going to be the Rabadons.
Now, Baron yet again alive. I think we're going to have another one of these Frank versus Beyond specialties of a team fight.
Yeah.
Importantly though, Driver not on a flank, which is a lot harder for him to play. Culling going to come out. Doesn't get the miss though, which is very important, but does find a lot of damage onto Husha at the back end of the Culling.
No ghost up for Drivers engaged.
Yeah, flash forward, so much damage comes on Jimmy and it's just absolutely annihilated. Jiang going to use that all out, but it's Eminem. Everyone's getting knocked up. Eminem trying to find the damage. He's got it all to do as Daytrue's looking for him. Jiang finds 1 kill on the back. Devour comes out. Everything has gone wrong. It's been some heroic fights from Jimmy, but caught out twice in a row. It's going to be BYG after 40 minutes with a very, very hard-fought victory.
Yeah, Beyond not even interested in split pushing this game. They say we will will meet them 5v5. We criticize their comp for not having engaged, but Kusha somehow finds it, gets onto Jimmy in,
Yeah.
Oriana ball on him, and he's one shot.